Hello guys, I want to change it a little bit. No more hi guys. You know what time it is. As soon as you see my face, well, it's another video. I'm sure you clicked because of the topic. You are interested in schooling abroad. You are interested in looking for a scholarship, and this is the right channel for you to get your scholarships. Yes. So my name is Priscilla Kuma. I'm a registered nurse. I come from Ghana. I live in New York State of America. I'm an American citizen. I work here as a registered nurse as well. I transferred my credit over from Ghana to be able to work here. And I've been helping people do so with my consult called USRN Pathway Consult. Thank you for all the new applicants that have joined, and welcome all my new subscribers. Oh my God, I'm so overwhelmed. Welcome everybody from the Nanel camp, from Mr. Sari's channel in Germany, from Becky Setra's channel, Tasha Lost channel, all in UK, from Jenny Limicha's channel in the US. I really appreciate SVTV Africa. Thank you everybody who has been watching me, and you have a dream to work in the US as a registered nurse, and we have what it takes to take you there. We are a processing firm. We are not a visa recruitment. We are a processing firm, and we are here to help you. So reach out to us at USRN Pathway Consult, and you will not regret it. The address is usrnpathwayconsult@gmail.com. The phone numbers, everything's on the screen, and it will be in the description box as well. So today we'll be talking with Abena from Abynan.travels. She will introduce herself and tell us what she has for us. If you want to study abroad, it's one of the biggest routes to relocate abroad. So thank you. Watch this to the end. Share with other people. And guess what? I'll tell you later. Okay, Abena, welcome to my channel. Do you want to introduce yourself to my guests, please, and tell us what you do?
So, hi, my name is Abena Anane. Okay, I'm a travel consultant for Abynan.travels. So, at Abynan.travels, we basically bridge the gap between international students and then the students out, the schools out there, universities out there, with regards to scholarship opportunities that are available for them to explore. We all know that travel abroad and studying abroad is very expensive. So our consultancy enlightens prospective students basically on how to secure funding for their study abroad journey basically.
Thank you for throwing more light on that. Before I forget, let's give a shout out to our friend Mikafui. She did this link up. So thank you, Mikafui, for connecting me to Abena. I really appreciate it. So I know people have been trying to go to school. Study abroad is a way to relocate, and it's been helpful to many people. But most people don't have the funds to be able to pursue a career abroad or study abroad. So I'm very glad you have this. So tell us a little bit more. For a student who wants to go study, which countries do you work with? Can you find scholarship in all the countries?
Okay, so thank you for the question again. So basically, every country is unique with what they offer when it comes to studying abroad. Okay, we know that when it comes to the UK, it's quite difficult to get full funding to study in the UK. But we know that there are a lot of scholarship opportunities in America and then in Canada. And we know that if you want to study in Europe, you can get free institutions to study. Like, so we specialize on where there is major funding. Okay, but we still have cases of students who still want to probably go to the UK, and then we help them in enlightening them on other funding, even though there might not be a lot of opportunities in the UK. But basically, we work with America, Canada, and then Europe.
Do these students have to be those who want to pursue masters and PhD, or do you work with bachelors, first degree?
We work with everybody, so from the first degree to the master's, the PhD. But we all know that it's easier getting funding for a master's and a PhD program compared to the undergrad. But it doesn't mean that we rule the undergrad out. We try to help them to get scholarship, and not basically scholarship to external funding.
Okay, so walk me through the process. I have finished my first degree at Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Ghana, and I want to study in Canada. What documents do I need to put together, and how do I locate your services? Where do I find you first before we forget?
So right now we consult virtually. So we have a page on Instagram. We get lots of inquiries from there, and then we do the virtual consultation. So before anything else, you need your passport. you need your transcript, your school certificate, statement of purpose, you need your reference letters. So I think these are the basic things that you need to be able to if it's normal admission, sometimes this statement of purpose and reference letters sometimes are not really necessary because probably you are paying for it, right? But if it's scholarship, we really need it. We need to, the school needs to know why they are supposed to give you funding. You need to explain yourself. You need to be referred by a professor, a lecturer you've who has taught you before, basically, and then maybe someone you've worked with. The recommendation really helps because it's a determining factor to whether you get funding or not.
Okay, thank you. So looking at the school calendar, what time is best for me to start this process? If I want to travel and study in Canada, when should I approach you? Do the school start in September, January? What are the school times and when should I start this process?
When it comes to the school, everybody has a different calendar. There are schools that do rolling admission that I can admit at any point in time and are ready to offer assistance, graduate assistantships, scholarships, etc. at any point in time. And there are schools that use the normal academic calendar like the September, January intake. And but then we advise that anytime you feel like you want to study abroad, you have to start the process like as soon as possible. We might be able to get you schools that do the rolling admissions that like take people anytime, but then of course for schools that require this academic terms like the Septembers and the Januaries and everything, maybe it's advisable that when you make your mind, you start this journey like in January, so that by September you are going to school. But if not, anytime you are ready, we can start preparing you down for the next academic calendar or year.
Abena mentioned their social media handle, and as you can see on the screen, that is the name of it, Abyna
Travel.
.travels. You can find them on Instagram, as she said, and I went and checked her out. She's doing a very marvelous job. So, how much do your services cost? How much do I have to pay before you coach me and show me where to start from?
Okay, so I think our services are very, very, very affordable compared to what is on the market because it's very exhausting. Every student is unique. Every student's study abroad journey is unique, and we are hands-on in providing the best assistance we can. So, we are as low as like from 1,000 Ghana cedis to 3,000 Ghana cedis. Trust me, and it's the visa application process too. We aid you in that too. So it's a whole package. So we want everybody to be able to afford our services and be able to study abroad. So our prices are not so neck breaking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what are some of the challenges along the way in the line of what you do? People find it difficult to trust the system. I'm sure that is what I face at my consult, USRN Pathway Consult. So, what are some of the challenges? And have you worked with so many Ghanaian students, or is this just something you just
Work with
started?
more non-Ghanaian students than I have with Ghanaian students. So it's more challenging working with Ghanaian students because of trust issues, right?
Yes.
I think another thing too about Ghanaian students is they are not willing to put in the work. They want you to do everything for them. But you see, with scholarship, we can't do everything for you because sometimes there are some cases that you will be interviewed before you'll be granted funding, right? And imagine we do everything for you and you get there and you are found wanting. So I think basically it's one of the biggest challenges. They don't want to put in the work at all. Like they want to be spoon fed, which is not supposed to be like that because at the end of the day, when you do it yourself, you own the journey. And the next time you can even help your brother or your sister who needs the same assistance, but they don't want to put in the work. And the trust issues too is something else. But with my non Ghanaian students, it's easier. It's easier because the I can say the passion and the zeal is there, especially for those who don't even speak English. They are ready to write out, to do everything it takes to make sure that it happens for them. The drive is there basically. But with the Ghanaian students, sometimes it can be a little challenging, but we are getting there.
I can relate to this because what the services you render is not different from what we do, and we have the same issue. The non-Ghanaians are very much on board. It's rather unfortunate. So you watching this, if you're Ghanaian, we encourage you. Don't be afraid. Take the chance. Life is all about risk. Until you take and explore, you still remain where you are. So my question is, do you just help me with scholarship and leave me? You mentioned you help with the visa process. When I get into the school, do you still follow me into the school, accommodation wise or anything? Or you are done with me at that point?
Okay, the goal, as far as the goal is for you to get funding and get to the school. And sometimes some of these fundings, we try to assist you to get funding that sometimes covers your accommodation and living expenses. Yes. So for us, once we are done with you getting your funding, when you get there, I think that's right. When you get there, that is it for us. Like our services end from there. But it doesn't mean that when you need assistance, we can't help you, because the ultimate goal is for you to get funding for your studies.
Okay. I'm sure the fundings have names. What types of fundings do you get for people? Is it a full package, a full scholarship where they go to school and don't pay a dime, or is it partial, or how do you do that?
Okay, so when it comes to funding, okay, the cost of study really matters. Okay, so your department and or your faculty, it really matters. So you get some faculties that are willing to sponsor, like give you a full ride scholarship, right? You get some departments that would probably waive just the tuition of, but not a full ride scholarship. You get departments that are willing to give you graduate assistantships that will waive the tuition and then accommodation off and still pay you monthly stipends. So it depends. And then there are other options where you don't, you like, maybe a student is hyper focused on a course and the course doesn't have funding. We try to get them external loans to be able to fund their education, because sometimes we say that it's nice to try new things. The fact that you did this course doesn't mean that you have to continue with that. Sometimes even for the country you study, that course might not be relevant, right? But some people still insist. They are very hyper focused on their courses, and some of these courses too sometimes don't have funding. So with situations like that, we help them with student loans. Like we have foreign bodies that give students loans to aid them with their education. Then after their studies, they can pay. Or yeah.
Yeah, that was the next question I was going to ask. That when they get to the school, do they have access to other internal scholarships from the school? But you already touched on that. And the name of your company says Travels. Do you do travel and tour as well, or is strictly funding scholarships?
The moment we do educational consultancy, but the vision is big. So we are looking to add um tours. We are looking to add recruitment of footballers to football academies. It's on the drawing board. So, but right now we want to be able to stabilize in terms of the funding, because I think it's one of the major areas that not a lot of people are doing. So we want to get a firm grounding there. Then now we can expand and then grow our wings.
So, what are some of the mistakes that students or applicants make when they are looking for schools abroad or funding? What advice would you give to such people when they are trying to navigate where to study? Any tips you want to leave for us for free?
One major tip is don't apply first and get an offer before you start looking for funding. Don't apply first. I think it's one of the mistakes I made, and I learned it the hard way. I remember some time ago, I got like 3 offers from 3 Canadian universities, right? And I got the offers before I was looking for funding. Meanwhile, I had to look for funding before I even apply. I had to engage my um, professors, my department coordinators first. You have to engage them first to secure yourself funding first. You have to make sure that your school falls within schools that can offer you student loans first before you think of applying. So you don't, we get a lot of cases, they come with their offers and then their schools don't even fall within schools that they can even get external loans from. So don't get an offer before you start looking for funding. You have to start looking for funding before you even put in an application. You know that, okay, as for this course, when I apply for this course, I'll get external funding, I'll get internal funding, I'll get like scholarship on admissions. Like you make sure that all your checks are done in terms of scholarship, external funding first before you put in any application.
Any other free tips for us? We can ask you all once we have you here.
Okay, I think another tip too is don't be too hyper focused on a course, a particular course, honestly. Um, because some courses might not be very relevant in your country of study, and the goal is to migrate and to be able to be relevant after your studies, right? You don't want to
Yeah.
offer a course and then after your studies you are not relevant, then you have to settle for any menial job. You get
Yeah.
it? So another tip is don't be so hyper focused. Right now, we know that it's the ITs that are like the top notch courses that there's demand for. So if you have to do IT to make sure that after your studies you are relevant. I mean, yes, you have to. I mean, we can sometimes it's the transition, it's hard, but it's doable. But one of the challenges we face is most students are too hyper focused. I did political science, so I want to do leadership and what, and it might not be relevant to the country you are. Like, let's say you want to study in Germany, and Germany, you want to do something like marketing in Germany. It doesn't make sense. I mean, we know the Euros are for the sciences and all the engineering and all that, right? So you have to do something that can be relevant to you at the end of your study and be relevant to the country in which you are in.
But, I'm sure you followed students over the years, and some people go to study, and at the end of the school, they find a job and remain where they are. So it's also a means to relocate. Am I correct?
Yes, I mean, study route is the best route to relocate. It's the best. Honestly, it is. Apart from the fact that you are developing yourself as an individual, the fact that you can relocate with your entire family, the fact that you're assured of a postgraduate work permit after your studies, even right now with Canada, even after your postgraduate work permit, they are giving you another 18 months to find your feet. Is the best route to transition into any system. So we always advise that, like, for me, there's this thing I tell my students, like, it's a do, a die or nothing.
Yeah.
Put in all the work because it's one of the best routes to transition into any country you
Yeah.
you desire, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. And I think Germany also offers 18 months after you study. US is also offering that. So it's a
Mhm.
very good means to live and relocate. And I know education is very expensive. I was looking at a 10-month course in the US here, and it was $27,000. I'm like, how am I going to find this? So I'm going to reach out to you, Abena, to help me navigate this because I can't pay that out of pocket. No way. Yeah.
Thank you.
So I want you to take your time, give us all your social media handles, email, Instagram, Facebook, how we can get to you, WhatsApp numbers. Just list them out. I'll tag them in the comment section and in the description box. You all can reach out to Abena and ask questions and make that dream happen for yourself. So over to you, Abena.
I think basically at the moment in Ghana, we started like just last month, right? Yeah, so we started in Ghana, we started like last month or last 2 months, I don't really remember, but we've not been back. I've been doing this for a long time for international students, like non-English speakers. So you can find me on Instagram as an.travels. And then when you get to Instagram and send me a DM, we can take it from there. You can see that our success rates have been 100% with the scholarship on admission, with student loans, with visa application, and we assist you with the visa application process too. Our success rate has been 100%, and I'm very grateful for all my clients who believed in the vision, because I mean it's not easy to start a business and in 1 month's time you have a lot of success rates and you have people, I mean, patronizing your services. Yeah.
Wow. I'm very proud of you. It takes a lot of courage to start a business. I'm also on that journey and I've not been sleeping as I'm sitting here. I'm so exhausted, but I'm proud that you have a 100% success rate. That was going to be my next question. I pray that more Ghanaians get hooked onto the system. They should understand approach and take advantage of this because they are so afraid. They have trust issues. They don't know where to start
Yeah.
from.
Yeah.
That is why we are here. We are here to help and coach you. Any last words for our viewers?
I think my last words will be, don't be afraid. I mean, everything is possible. For me personally, before we start our coaching session, I have to take the fear out of you, because what are you being afraid of? Like, I don't get it. You want to do something. Yeah, the fact that you don't know your way around the thing doesn't mean that some people are so afraid. I mean, studying abroad will not do any harm to you. It will rather add up to you. So why don't you man up to this task and then do it and then clear it off your chest? But there's so much timidity. I do a lot of work building people's confidence before anything else. So don't be afraid at all. I mean, don't be afraid. Own your journey.
Yeah.
Everything is possible.
I said I was going to let you go, but I remembered one question. You mentioned reference letters. How many? Is it two enough, or it depends on the school?
It depends. It depends on the school. Okay, so some schools do two, some schools do three, depending on the course of study. We have some schools who don't even take reference letters at all. Okay, so one thing we do is we make the process as easy as possible, right? So we know that there are a lot of schools that require GRE, GMAS, IELTS, and those things. So I'm able to teach you how to be able to navigate the system and not write the IELTS, the GRE. So it's really not a problem. And there are schools that don't require this recommendation letters to at all. So if you are like, honestly, if you are the kind that you are not really willing to put in the work, we have schools that don't take reference letters. We even have schools that don't take official transcripts. So if you are the kind that is scared of this work evaluation and all that, we have schools that you can also work with. Yeah. So we are able to help you navigate the system easily.
I'm proud to say that I have the right plug for you here. Abena is the right person to go to, because most of you have tried this IELTS English proficiency test and you are not able to make the marks and you are afraid. But here she's saying she has a way to navigate it so that you skip the hurdle and move forward. This is so cool. I'm so glad you brought this up at the last minute, and we'll definitely find you. Please, my viewers, subscribers, everybody, go and find Abena. She works with everybody. You do not have to be Ghanaian or live in Ghana to be able to patronize her services. Reach out to them on Instagram. Just send a DM. Mention that you saw her on Priscilla Kuma's YouTube channel, and they would attend to you. I'm so glad you were here. And I know they would come back with a lot of questions in the comment section, and I'll bring you back to clarify these questions. Once more, any last thing you want to say before we sign off? Finally.
Okay, so I just want to tell everybody that, like, honestly, my mantra is, if you want to study abroad, if you want to migrate, if you want to relocate, it's a do or die or nothing. Put in all the work, like your life depends on it. Because aside from the fact that you're migrating into another country, you're relocating, it really gives you an edge, a competitive edge over other people. It gives you the exposure, it gives you an advantage. So it's worth all the work and the money you would invest into the process. Trust me.
Okay. Okay, finally, as I said, this is the final one. So thank you very much, Abina, for your time. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the good work. Don't get discouraged. You and I are on this journey together, and Ghana is part of us. Trust me, somebody is watching, and we are changing lives. So that shouldn't discourage you. There's fulfillment in this job, aside the money. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.